I, Dr. Acharya, Assistant Professor from Anand Law College, welcome all of you. I especially welcome Mr. Chetan Singh Gill sir and Mr. Rajesh Rena sir, who are going to make all of us aware about MyLog, which is a remote access service. Now I hand over the session to Mr. Chetan Singh sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I welcome all of you, all the students, along with my team. Along with me, I have Mr. Rajesh Raina and Mohit Singh. Together, we'll be taking this session. Like I said in the starting, that we would love to hear from you before we, get going with the session. But it can be a situation that most of you are from the first year, so you are more at the receiving end than asking about things. So if that's a scenario, if that's the case, we will take it from the basics and going till advanced. I understand that you don't have you don't know what to ask right now, considering that you haven't really been using these kind of softwares. But can I ask you one thing at least, that would you like us to talk about only the basics today? Or is there anyone or is there a group of people who are in this meeting who want us to also touch base on the advanced searches? So at least you can just put a comment saying that basic or advanced. Accordingly, as per the votes, we will ensure that this is how the session goes forward, right? My name is Chetan Singh. I'm the trainer with Scc Online. And we've been conducting sessions as a team, not only for the universities, colleges, but also for judicial academies, when we try to help or give our services to the judicial officers from various states, and sometimes also from High Court, the Lordship from High Court. And when need arises, we also give sessions to the researchers which are aligned with the Honorable Supreme Court judges. So this is the work that we do for judiciary. Apart from that, we've been taking sessions with law firms and government institutions as well. So when we take this session, we ensure that not only the session that we are talking about is catering to your current need, that is your university, that's your academic side of it. We also give you some bit of information which will help you in the long run. See, one thing as a researcher myself, I would like to highlight that you need to know all the softwares. You need to know everything in a particular software, because when the moment of research will come in, when you need to do research on something really, really important, you would not have the time to learn how to do research. At that time, you'll be more focused on how to get the research done. So it's better you learn these things in the initial year, so that when you are in your third, fourth, or fifth year, assuming that you're into the integrated course, it will gonna help you, and it'll accelerate your research time. Now talking about Scc Online. See, Scc Online, it was given to your university, and like any other database, they were all accessible. However, because of recent, situation, the new normal that is that we are not able to go to universities, we are all accessing the databases and other information remotely. We have also given you a now option to access all these databases, not only Scc Online, but other databases remotely from the comfort of your home, or if you are somewhere else, you can also access it. So from any part of the world, you can access these databases now. And now for that, we have another software which will act like an authenticator to ensure that you get Scc Online accessed at home. So what we're going to do is we're going to first talk about how do we access that information? How do you access Scc Online from your home? So how that needs to be set up, and where do you have to go and everything. Followed by, we'll be moving to Scc Online legal research, right? Mr. Raina, could I request you to share your screen if it's possible?
Just one sec.
So, Mr. Anand, did you say anything? I couldn't really understand.
Yeah, he's trying to share his.
I'm sharing the screen.
Okay, please. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first talk about the MyLoft. Okay, so some of you would have, or I think most of you would have not received the email as of now, because what we have done is we've been talking to your university and all the faculty members, and we are bringing this up to the par, bringing this for all of you over here, and that will be done by 1st of June. So 1st of June onwards, you will have all these the MyLoft activated for you. Prior to which, just open your mailbox, your university ID that you use. It can be a university ID that you're given to your university or the university domain ID, right? Now, once you do that, you will receive an email eventually. If you're not already received it, you will eventually receive an email from us. I'm gonna show it to you quickly. So the sender would be myloft.xyz. That's an email that you should be expecting an email from. Mr. Anna, this the second last email. So we're looking for this address that is mylaw.xyz because that's the sender from which you'll be receiving that email, right? So the email will look like this. So let's say no reply at mylaw.xyz. It might be a possibility that this kind of email might land up into your junk folder or spam folder, considering the extension that it says XYZ, right? So if you don't receive it by the end of this month, do check your those junk and spam folders. Once you receive it, so by default it says Dear Rajesh Raina, that's Mr. Raina's full name, and then the welcome email is this, and it says other things, and it says set password. So once you click on the set password option, it will open up into a different browser. Now, I would suggest you use Google Chrome, Edge, or Mozilla Firefox. If you're using a MacBook, it will not work on a MacBook. So as far as the Safari is concerned, if you're using a Safari browser in Mac, it will not work. So you need to use these, and also Internet Explorer. It doesn't work on Internet Explorer, right? So once you get that, you will be able to get to the screen, which will look like this. And now, Mr. Raina, yeah, just click on that. So once you come down over here, the first thing it will say is select your institute. Now, considering, like you said, that your institute is yet to have the access for this particular portal, that means from 1st of June onwards, you'll be able to search for your college name over here. So if you just write Anand Law College, you'll be able to get Anand Law College over here. But for now, it is not there. So I'm going to use my institute that I'm a part of, that is Scc Online. Mr. Raina, could you please do that? And continue. So once you do that, it will ask for your ID and password. Your ID by default is the ID that on which you have received this email, or you will receive an email on which, right? And then the password would be, space would be blank for you because it will let you, create your own password for the first time. So, but for now, we'll just get going over here. So I think the only thing that is need to be taken care of in MyLoft is that you are able to select your institute. Rest of the things are simpler, doesn't really take a lot of efforts to log in. It's simple like any other software. It's as simple as that. Now once you come over here, now for the first time, if you'll come over here, it will give you an error message or a message in the center of the screen, which will read out like, seems like you have not installed the MyLoft extension. And then there'll be a small, blue color box which will say, click here to add an extension. So it's a Google Chrome extension. Extensions are really helpful in order to run the website in much faster way. So if some website is giving you an extension, just download it. Okay, so it will do the same thing over here. Once you're done with that, you come to e-resources. In e-resources, you will get to databases. And then you click on SCC Online. So this process has to be followed every time you're applying to access SCC Online, because if you just type scconline.com on a browser, it's not gonna let you log in. Okay, once you're here, you click on login option. Now in the login option, you will get two options. One is user login and IP login. What matters to all of us right now is IP login. We're least bothered, we're least concerned about user login. Okay, so you need to have IP login option all the time. If you do not get this option of IP login, do raise the same concern with your library or your faculty members. Otherwise, just before you do that, check that you have logged in through MyLoft. If you do not log in through MyLoft, it will not give you IP option. Okay. Now, the second thing is that you need to, once you click on the IP login, you need to type in your login ID. So you put in your login ID over here and click on login now. So it'll just give you the access. It might be a possibility that you are accessing SCC Online for the first time. Okay, or probably you have accessed SCC Online in the university, but this is the first time you're accessing it off campus. Then in that scenario, you would be required to register yourself for the first time. Okay, so over here we have this register here option. Click on this. It'll ask for your login ID, so you put in the login ID over here. So depending on what your login ID is, you can put that. Then followed by your full name. You can do that, right? And after doing that, the next screen will ask for you need to say .com or something. Yeah. So Mr. Anand has used some random domain name over here just to ensure that we are able to access it. There we go. And the next screen, which will ask for your graduating year. So depending on which year are you starting, if you're in the first year, you add a couple of years, 5 years, 4 more years. If you're in the 5-year course, 3 years, you know the maths. Now you put in the graduating year over here. For the faculty members, can skip it. That's a simpler way of doing it. And once you do that, you will be taken to the SCC Online homepage. From next time, you would not be required to go through the entire process. You will just have to put in your ID and you will get the access to it. Okay. Now, before we go ahead, Mr. Anand, can you click on the 4th tab just click on that and just go to data coverage. I'm going to quickly tell you about what all information can you access through SCC Online. I'm not going to go step by step, word by word over here, because I'm going to show you where the information is kept and so that you can read about it. But just to give you a good heads up, this is all the information that we have in this database as on today. So it has all your Supreme Court of India judgments from the inception, that is 1950 till date, your Federal Court Privy Council, the judgments the courts which were there before independence when the Supreme Court was not there. So the apex court before independence was Privy Council, followed by Federal Court. Then you have all your High Court judgments over here. Then you have your couple of handpicked judgments from district courts. Historical courts, that means historical courts similar to Privy Council and Federal Court, like I said, before independence. These are also before independence cases, but these are provincial courts like Awadh, Pepsu, Lower Burma, Lahore, all those lower level courts judgments are available over here. Then your tribunals like TDSAT, APTEL, CIC, Labour Court, Consumer Court, WIPO, then Electricity Tribunal, Telecom Tribunal, all those tribunals are available over here. Then we go into the next tab, that is Indian Statutory Law. In Indian Statutory Law, you have all your central acts, state acts, rules and regulations, circulars, instructions, notifications, bills in Parliament from as passed or as introduced in one of the houses, constitutional orders which keep coming in time to time, Then apart from that, we have your secondary materials. Now, till now, we were talking about the primary material, primary law. That means acts, rules, bills in parliaments, then judgments. Now, secondary material is the material which helps the primary material, or which is backs the primary material with the research or the analysis that they have done. Okay, just give me a moment. Excuse me. So the secondary material, now we have Constituent Assembly debate, which we all must understand. The Constitution of India as we know it today, the Constituent Assembly debate is the backbone of it. So if you need to understand that how Constitution of India was made or formed or brought into effect, you need to read the Constituent Assembly debate, which went for almost like near about 3 months, a few months short of 3 years. Sorry, 3 years. Then apart from that, we have your reports of commission and committees. So various commissions are there, which which does the analysis or which are specially formed to take care of a particular area of the society, and then they suggest reforms or they suggest they submit the reports in the parliament to help the parliament or the parliamentarians to bring in the law. One such report in this this group is the Law Commission of India report, which core job is only and only to suggest legal reforms, right? Then you have legal articles, not only from SCC journals, but also from various other journals, also international journals and university journals as well. So you can see the list, huge list over here. So you can go ahead, do a research at any point of time. So you don't need to go to your library as such, right? Then you have treaties. Then you have few historical trials which have, which have a high importance, like Bal Gangadhar Tilak case, Maharaja Nand Kumar, Sir Roger Casement case. All these cases are very important. Now, after that, we have a policy documents, and the list is huge, right? And then apart from that, we also have 24 other countries' judgments as well: UK, US, West Africa, South Africa, and all stuff. So those are kept separately. Now let's get to the software. Now let's understand how we understood what is there in the software. Now we will talk about how do we access this information via this software. Now, as you will be able to see the screen, now this screen, I'll be referring to it as Scc Online Dashboard. In short, I'll be calling it as a dashboard. Excuse me. So on this dashboard screen, you have different colors of tiles, right? Now there's a reason behind why we have a different colors of tiles. The first one says Research Plus, which is a blue color tiles. Then you have My Library, which is denoted by red color. And then you have External Links, which is a charcoal grayish color tiles. Now, the database is the same irrespective of what tile you use in the first two. However, what happens is that in the first two tiles, that is blue and the red tiles, there's a difference of methodology. In the research methodology, it differs. So in the blue tiles, you need to type in something to get some results. Okay. So you need to have party name, you need to have a word or a citation to start your research. Things take a different turn altogether and are more, I think, helpful, are more open for your research when you get into your My Library part. The My Library talks about that this is your walking into a virtual library. You don't have to type anything, you just have to select the information. And after you select the information, it will just simply pour in the required information that you selected. Okay. So let's start. I'm going to keep this session very basic, though I've not received any input from any of the students. Just one piece of advice to all the students. You are future advocates, right? You need to be very comfortable, voicing out your opinions and asking questions. If you're shying away in this session, which is a more of a virtual session, my only request or suggestion would be, you need to be more outspoken, because this profession would require that, would ask, this is the bare minimum that this profession asks, that you can, that you're not an introvert, you're an extrovert, you can talk when it's required. Okay. Otherwise, like what I'm doing right now, I'm assuming that, okay, I'll go with the basics. So let's go with this. So we'll go with the first and the simplest search, that is word search. Then the word search, as the name suggests, it's a search wherein you put in a word or two words or like a phrase or a sentence, and you get your research done. Now for that, you need to do your research. Mr. Anand, can you just skip this part? Yeah. So in order to understand this search, this is something similar to Google. It's not entirely similar to Google. There is one thing which we need to unlearn before we get into this legal research arena in this legal profession. And that is, in Google, we have to type everything. That, am I looking for a judgment? Judgment from Supreme Court? Supreme Court of which country? India? UK? Or some other country? Or US? So I need to mention that out. And on which topic do I need it? And do I need the latest one, latest information? Do I need the oldest one? I have to write everything out over there, because Google is meant for everyone. So Google doesn't know in the first place that information that you're looking for, from which domain you need that information. So that's why you need to mention all of that out. But like I said, you need to unlearn that learning. And this is not only for Scc Online folks. This is for all the softwares that you'll be using as far as the legal research is concerned. Okay. Now that is, Mr. Raina, could I request you to write over here? I want to see the latest judgment on corruption from Supreme Court of India. Okay, now what is happening? See, this is usually how we write, right? Because you, like I said, in Google, you have to mention the area that you're looking for, or information you're looking from, right? So you need latest judgment on the topic corruption and from Supreme Court of India, not from Supreme Court of other countries. Now, the problem with this is when I do a search right now compared to Google, in Google, what happens is that Google does the best permutation combination algorithm works, and then it gives you whatever the best that the word that you type in, and the best search comes on the top. Now, in Google, you must have seen a lot of times that the word that you typed in the search, it is written at the bottom of that link, and it says must include, and then the word that you have typed in is striked out. That means that particular word does not, is not a part of that particular web link that you have shared. So one particular word, or two words are missing in that particular document. So Google does that. If you're not able to see it, if you haven't seen it, just do any random search, and go to the 10th or 12th page, or sometimes I think 3rd or 4th page will also give you that, and will not give you the information that you're looking for. It'll give you something which is incomplete. So what Google does is Google gives you, if you search for 9 words, it'll give you all the 9 words searching incoming in one, or 7 or 6 or 5 or 2 or only 1 word, right? In legal research software, especially in Scc, what happens is that whatever that you type over here, it is considered as each and every word that you type in the word search is considered as an important word and has to be searched in the same document. So it's a mandate that needs to find all these words in one document. And I'll give you an answer to that, and which will help you. This is more of a conceptual search, and that is, see, if you're looking for cases of motor accident, right? And you want to see, there was a motor accident and wherein the compensation was awarded to the victim. Now, if you search for the word compensation and you just write, claim, let's 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 assume that you get all the cases of motor accident, but out of, let's say, 1,000 judgments, only 900 have the word claim, and the remaining 100 does not even talk about anything related to claim. So those 100 results are of no use to me. So what if you do the search of compensation space claim? What's going to happen is it's going to search and give you only 900 judgments and not 1,000. Because those 100 are of no use to you. Okay. Now, second thing, how do we do the research? We don't have to write the entire thing. We have to write the words which are important and which will occur in all the judgments. So keep it short and simple. That's what it is. Our motto is when you're doing legal research. So no latest, no judgments, no Supreme Court, no India. Remove everything. Mr. Rana, just write the word corruption and that will be good enough. Why are we saying that? Let's have a look at that. Corruption, start search. Now, because the reason why I'm saying all that, that you don't have to write everything over here, the reason is very, very simple. And that is, in this search screen, as you can see, the left column, the first column, it has an option of judgments, right? If I click on the plus sign of judgments over here, what's going to happen is it's going to show me all the judgments court-wise. Supreme Court, Federal Court, Privy Council, and if I click on the plus sign of High Courts, I'll get the High Courts information over here, High Court-wise information, right? So that means I can select only Supreme Court. I can select only Supreme Court judgments. So let's do that. So to do that, now I'll take my cursor in front of Supreme Court. Now, if you notice this, that the moment I take my cursor in front of any of the entries, it gives me an option of only. What does this only do? Let's click on this and have a look. One click on this is going to deselect my entire database and going to give me only and only the information that I've asked for, that is Supreme Court of India. Now, we asked for three things. We asked for latest judgment, we asked for a judgment on corruption, and from Supreme Court. So we got corruption, we got Supreme Court. The third thing is latest. Is this the latest judgment? 10th of July? No. 2018? Definitely not. How can I sort this information by latest judgment? So for the purpose of sorting, you can just click on sort by. And then you have the option of the third last, that is latest first. Let's have a look. 7th of May, 5th of May, 4th of May. We have three latest judgments coming from the same month that we are sitting on, and is available over here. So this is what it means or helps you. So you don't have to write everything down. You just simply click on it. And not only this, let's suppose I want to see, this judgment from Kolkata. Now, can I do Kolkata High Court? I can say only Kolkata High Court, or I can also select Calcutta High Court and Supreme Court. For that, I will just simply click on, rather than clicking on only, I'll click on the checkbox. So I'll give him both. So that's how you can get the judgments. Simple way. Okay. Write less, get more results. The more you type, the less you get. Okay. Let's go back to dashboards. Now there's a small icon on the top that Mr. Ryan had just clicked in just to bring back this dashboard. So we'll show it to you again later. Now, if you go further, so that's the one. So that's word search. Let's go back to word search one more time. Now in word search, the next thing is that we understood that we have to just write one word or two words. What if there's a word which is more of a made up of 2 or 3 words? I'm sure, I think all of you would have heard this word of public interest litigation, right? Now, if you type this particular word, that is public interest litigation, let's have a look what need to be taken care of over here. Now see this, there are three words: public interest litigation. If I start my search right now, what's going to happen is going to give me public interest litigation as one word, but also searching for public separately, interest and litigation being searched separately. I don't want that. I don't want four searches, that is public interest litigation and then public interest and litigation. I only want one search, that is public interest litigation, as coming as one word. So for any legal phrases, any legal words which are which are written in a particular format, you need to type in double inverted commas around it. Okay. Now, when you do that, it makes it as a one word. And now we start search. Now, if you see this, it's a public interest litigation. Information is available over here, 21,000 results. Now, let's suppose I want to see public interest litigation on a specific topic. So let's take human rights, right? Now for that, you must be wondering that, oh, I should have written that in the first search, in the main search, public interest litigation, space, again, double quotes, because two words, human rights, and do a search. But no, what is happening is that you don't have to go back to your main search. What Mr. Aina is already doing, if you can see, Mr. Aina, you gotta hold on. We were just talking about the main search, not the sub search right now. Okay, let it be. Now, Mr. Aina is like going really fast right now. Okay, so rather than doing the main search over there in the rather than going back to our main search, there's another option which is just below the Scc Online logo. That is, there's an option of search within search results. So we call it as sub search. So in sub search, we can just type the next possible, the word that we would like to search after within public interest litigation results. So there we go, and we do a sub search now. Click on magnifying glass. And there we have it. From 21,000 results, the result have been down to 2,700. So this is the way you can do sub searches. And now, not only this, what you can also do is that, let's say I'm done with the human right results, but I think I need to search more onto public interest litigation with respect to national parks. You can simply cross it out. You can cross out the human right information or the results like this, clicking on this, and it'll just bring back the original search. That's simple. That's how simple it is. You can go back and forth any point in time from anywhere. Okay, let's go back to dashboards. Okay, before we go ahead, any question, anyone, any doubt in word search? Any question about the interface, anything? You can unmute yourself and ask a question. Okay, now moving ahead. We're gonna go with the next search. That is, we're gonna go to the extreme right now. That is words and phrases. Now, words and phrases is a very simple thing. It's an online dictionary for you. So rather than looking for the legal words in Oxford Dictionary, which will not give you any, substantial results, or not gonna help you for sure. You need a Black Dictionary of Law or Wharton Dictionary of Law or something similar to that. So what we've done is we have brought the legal dictionary for your research purposes within the software. That is words and phrases. So you come over here, you write any legal word that comes to your mind. Let's take res judicator. Yeah, and start search. And there we have it. The first definition is coming. It says in order to operate as res judicator, the finding must be such that it disposes of the matter and other things. And at the end, it says this particular definition is coming from Ramji Gupta versus Gopikrishan Agarwal. So not only dictionary definition, but also if something has been defined in the judgment, that definition also matters, and that is why we have bringing those definitions as well in this search. And then the second definition is coming from Ramakrishna Naidu case, and third one is coming from Cole versus Langford. That is a Queen's Bench. That is, it's a UK judgment. But then you see it's a what written at it at the end of it. What basically means it's a legal dictionary meaning. So the Queen's Bench took the dictionary meaning of res judicator, which was mentioned in the book of what. Okay, so that's the words and phrases. Let's go back to the dashboard and go for find by topic. Now, guys, this is something which is helpful for you in respect to that as you're starting with your career, as you're starting with this academic leg of your life, there will be a lot of things will be coming your way which you'll have no idea about, and you might just get overwhelmed with the information that coming your way. So what we've done is we have made a structure of the entire topic list, or topic tree we could like to call it, which means all the topics that are there in the Constitution of India. We have noted all those down over here. And then we also added a list of subtopics under that principal topics. Now, if you see the list under the find by topic, it says administrative law, advocates, animal, bird, fishes, arbitration, architect and architecture, and others, right? Now, depending on what you're looking for, depending on what interests you, what you're looking, what you're really going for, please scroll down further. Let's see something interesting. Slowly. Competition law, Constitution of India, consumer protection. Let's say consumer protection. Now, see, under consumer protection, there are different topics. Consumer, cause of action, claim petition, consumer forums, goods, maintainability, and others, right? Service. Let's take contempt of court, which is next principal heading. Next principal heading, Mr. Anand. Scroll down. Yeah. So contempt of court, it says appeal, review, civil contempt, contempt petition, criminal contempt, defense, exercise of contempt jurisdiction, and others. Now, what this will help you is, yes, it will help you in the research. How? We're going to talk about it in a moment. But then the second thing that it does is it also gives you the list of topics which are discussed under one principal topic, which you need to know if you need to do a better research. Okay. Now let me give you another example. Mr. Rana, could you just go back on the top and just write service law? Now see this. It says advocates, aviation law, education law, labor law, and service law. That means service law has been discussed in so many other topics, but we take the service law and we have all the topics available over here. Now let's take, I want to see something on appointments. It'll be down. Or let's go for termination of service. T for Tamil Nadu. So this is all right now that you're seeing right now is only the service law matters, right? So termination of service. So now if you see this, now if I click on this, right, I have an option. I can simply start my search, but before starting the search, what I'll do is I will click on Save Search Preferences. Now, what does the search save search preferences mean? That whatever that the next thing I'll click on, I have three options rather. Search everywhere, search in digest notes, and search in headings. Search in headings is basically going with this where the termination of service is coming. So that's gonna only be the head notes. And then search in digest notes. That means digest notes are basically head notes. So it's gonna give you only Supreme Court of India head notes, judgments head notes, not everything. But if you click on search everywhere, which we're gonna do now, and start search, what's gonna happen is gonna first remember your preference that you prefer searching everywhere. Second, it's gonna give you the word termination of service discussed in judgments, head notes, acts, bills, rules, everything together. So this is something similar to what you were doing in word search. So rather than going, you know, randomly with typing one or two words, this is more of a structured search and knowing that this particular topic comes under which principal topic. So that's the whole purpose of this, right? So let's go back. So you can search for any topic for that option. Let's go for the next one, find by party name. Now over here, as the name suggests that you can search, you can get a judgment with the help of a party name. Now with the party name, you have two options. Either you can search by the name of the parties, or you can search by the title which is given to that particular case. Now, what do I mean by title? They are tags, they are labels or title, like I said, given to some of the cases. Like you talk about Babri Masjid case, you talk about Ayodhya case, you talk about Ram Janmabhoomi case, you talk about uh, what else? You talk about BMW hit and run case. You talk about there are different Arushi Hatyakan, Jessica Hatyalan murder case. All these things. These are not party names as such. These are titles given to the case. So if you have a title in your mind, you should come to search by famous case names. And over here, you can type it the word of your choice, the title of your choice. So, Mr. Anna, could you just take anyone for your from your own? So, Sabrimala. All right, great. Let's take this. There we have it. So, don't click on this. Once you double click on it, it'll open the full judgment, right? So this is the easier way when you don't remember the party names, right? Now there's a LGBT case. Now I don't remember the name of the party name. I can just write LGBT over there and it'll give me the results. Mr. Raina? So there we have it. Navneet Johar case, Navtej Johar, sorry, case, and then it comes over here. Right? That's one way. Let's go to the old school methodology of searching. We go to find my party name. We first select our court. Is it a Supreme Court judgment that we are looking for? Is it a High Court judgment? Or we are not really, sure about it. So in case we are not sure, you can search the first option. You can select the first option, that is all jurisdiction. Let's click on that. And now we type in the party name. Now do not write the word versus in between when you're searching over here. Neither you have to be following the pattern that means first party versus second party. You can write whatever names that comes to your mind, right? So let's take one very famous case that I'm sure everyone knows about. Everyone heard about this case of Golaknath versus State of Punjab, right? So if we just write Golak over here, right, and start search, "67 judgments with the name of Golak." But I remember it was not Golak Bihari Biswal or Golak Bihari Dal. It was Golaknath. But I'm sure I'm still very confused with Golaknath. I remember the other party name, that is State of Punjab. So I'll just write the word Punjab over here and start search. That's it. That's all it takes. So you don't have to really, put in all the entire party name. You can put in the names that comes to your mind and you can simply do a start search. Let's double click on this and open the judgment. Now, the reason why I'm particularly focusing on this judgment for now, there's a reason for that. First reason is that how can I show you if a judgment has been overruled or has not been overruled? Okay, so that's the first and the foremost check that I would like to do on this particular screen. Now for that, I'll simply check that the judgment is of 1967. Good enough. That is written in the center column. Now in the first column, if you notice, it has two different entries. Now what are those? The first one is a digest note. The other one is a judgment. The digest note basically means that this particular judgment had X number of law points which were discussed in it. Now, law points, some people call it law points, some people call it head notes, some people call it case note, digest notes, ratio of the case. So depending on what you are comfortable with, you can use it. But in simple terms, the case is not only about one point. If you're talking about abduction is not only about dealing with that someone abducted. No, it might involve trespassing, then the mental cruelty, maybe calling for ransom, then abducting obviously, and then maybe God forbid, murder. So in overall, this particular case will talk about 5 or 6 matters in it, not only abduction, right? Because those other things are also a part of it. And if there's someone is an accessory to it, that particular part he'll be charged accordingly with that. Now, there's one way of understanding the entire judgment. That is, you read the full judgment. The second way is you only read the head notes of the case. So if the judgment is of 100 pages, the head note might be of 7 to 10 page, right? If the judgment is of 1,000 pages, the judgment might be of 50, 40 pages. So what happens with this is that rather than you reading the full judgment and then coming to a conclusion that, oh, judgment is not relevant to me, or it's not on the same lines that I was looking for, you simply get to know the same thing, either that is your favor or is it against your case within a couple of minutes. And now we're going to talk about that. So if you see, it says digest of 120. Now come to the second column. It says J11. J means it's a full judgment, and 11 signifies that how many judges were part of the quorum. So judgment of 11 judges. In the second column, it's changed from J to D. That means this is not a judgment, this is not a full judgment, this is a digest note, which simply means that this is one of the first law points which was discussed in this case. So the first point of law which was discussed in this case was the meaning of the word state. The second word was declared. Second topic was discussed was declared, then state, fundamental rights. Then please scroll further. Then committee reports relied on Subha Rao's nature of fundamental rights and other things. So I understand some bit that this case is about fundamental rights. So that's been coming again and again, right? Please scroll down. So let's say it. Please scroll down. Amending powers, okay. British Constitution amending powers. So now I can see, I have not clicked on any of this, but with the headings, I have getting a fair idea what this case is about, right? Now the best part is, let's click on the this entry number 23. If I click on this, what's going to happen is So whatever that we read outside as a heading, it opens up into the next screen and says doctrine or necessary implication of determined source of power, Article 368 of the Constitution of India. And as for majority, what was their opinion? That is given over here. So what you're getting is you're getting the law points, but you're also getting to see what all things were discussed on that point of law. Mohit, Mr. Raina, can you click on the next point of law? Now see this, doctrine or prospective overruling. As for majority, this was the opinion. Please scroll down. And anything and everything which we discuss on this point is given over here. So this is the value, this is the power of going through head notes. Okay. Now, moving forward, how can I figure out something is overruled or not? See, if you do a Google search right now, if you do other free softwares, they have a very conveniently they say on the top of judgment, the judgment is overruled, and that is the reason why most of us, the moment we read, moment we hear the name Goraknath of the state of Punjab, or for that matter, other judgments which have been, labeled as overruled judgment, we do not even go ahead in order to search or read the judgment, because for us it's an overruled judgment. My friends, let me put this into its right place. Anyone who tells you that a judgment is overruled has not done the complete research. See, when you say a judgment is overruled, you would be there's only a one situation wherein this statement would be correct. That is, that if the judgment has had like 20, 30, 2, 4, whatever number of points of law which we discussed, and all those 4, 20, 3, 21, whatever points of law that were there have been struck down or have been overruled, then it is right to say a judgment is overruled. But that doesn't happen very often. What happens is, I'll tell you that, only couple of points of law from a judgment gets overruled. Okay, rest of the judgment is still a good law. So for that, how do I figure it out which point of law it is overruled? I need to read the full judgment. Usually that's the practice. But what we do in Scc Online, when you open a judgment with the help of a citation or a party name, you will come onto the screen. Go to subsearch, search within search results. Again, going back, and we're just going to type the word overruled. Now this time, like we discussed, that the subsearch does the search within the search results which are available on the screen. So when you do the subsearch for overruled, it's going to search for the word, all the points which are overruled in this one judgment. So let's have a look. Now you see, there's something extra. There's a new member to the family, right? There's a new member to the family, that is, the red exclamation mark on the second, third, and fourth point. Now, whenever you have this red exclamation mark, this simply means that this point of law has been overruled. Now, if you notice very closely, it is not on the judgment, but on the points of law. That means the judgment is still a good law. Second, third, fourth point of law is overruled. Please scroll down. The fifth one doesn't have the exclamation mark. That means this has not been overruled. And now, if you click on any of this, which we have already done that, you can also see that Article 368 and preamble. And please scroll down. It says it was overruled in Kesanand Bharti case. So you also get to know in which case this particular law point was overruled. Now, barring the entries which have the red exclamation mark, others are good, still a good law. You can still cite them, you can still use it, you can still argue on them. That's a really, really big thing to understand. Okay? Never say judgment is overruled. Now you have a tool. Any judgment you come across, open it with a citation or a party name, subsearch overruled. If it says no result found, that means nothing is overruled. Some result comes in, you need to look for the red exclamation mark. Any entry which has a red exclamation mark, that particular law point has been overruled. Otherwise, it's still a good to go law. Yeah. So that's the overruled part. Now, What if, let's go another way, let's go more into research methodology. And research methodology tells me that sometimes when you're doing a research, your seniors, your faculty members, your parents, your elder brothers, sisters, your mentors will tell you one judgment that, okay, guy, my friend, this judgment is exactly what you need in your current case. Go through it. And let's take the example of Golnath itself. Let's say, Mr. Rana and we told you that the upcoming Moot court, Golnath case is exactly on the same lines what the problem is. Now, Golnath is one case. Now, there would be a possibility that this case would have been cited, in the future as a precedent, right? Now, in those scenarios, how will I get to see where all I want to see all the cases where Golnath was cited as like referred, relied on, followed, all that information. So for that, if I want to see all the list of cases where Golnath case was cited, I go to the third column and the second icon on the top. It says case reference. One click on this. There you have it. Let's see judgments. It's showing you that it's been cited in 51 Supreme Court judgments, 16 High Court judgment, foreign cases as well. Let's have a foreign cases. Let's see foreign cases. So in Bangladesh, South Africa, UK, and US. So wherever you want to see where all this judgment was cited, let's take UK. Let's take UK. Yeah. And next highlight. There we have it. Let's take another. Let's click on it one more time. No. Let's click on one more time of next highlight. Let's go, Ranaji. Yeah, there we are. So it is telling us there's a paragraph. Please scroll up or up or down. Just go further. Yeah. So in 20 number paragraph, it says taking its lead from United States jurisprudence. And I think the first case was Gurnath, State of Punjab. In that case, the court reversed two early decisions of its own in circumstances where meanwhile constitutional amendments had been made and the state law enacted on the basis of court's earlier two decisions. So this is how you can also see, the other, other countries are citing this judgment. And I think this is a pretty proud moment because we inherited a law from UK and now they are going back and citing our judgment in their current cases, right? It's a pretty recent judgment, 2005 judgment. Yeah. So that can be done. Okay, let's go to the next search, that is find by citation. Now we go to dashboards and find by citation. Perfect. Now in this, you can search by not only SCC citation, but also with this citation if you have of AIR, DRJ, Bhasha Law Journal, Guwahati Law Times, Gujarat Law Herald, whatever that you have in your mind, provided that those are, reputed journals, we have their citations over here. So, it's not a mandate that you need to search only and only with SCC. You can search with any other journal as well, right? And the easy part is, Mr. Anand, please click on the SCC entry on the top, yeah, and just remove it. Backspace. And let's take AIR. The moment I write AIR, all the AIRs will come in one place, right? So you don't have to really, worry about that. Oh, will this journal be a part of it or not? You can simply have a look, and all the AIRs are available here. You can select whatever that you require And again, simply when you click on that space bar over there at the bottom, automatic format of that particular journal will also come in over here. Let's take SCC for the example's sake. Let's take 2020 volume 1 and page 1. Now look at this. Remove the 1. Look at this. It says 2020 volume page 1. The first judgment was on page number 1. Second was on 793. That means the first judgment is of almost 792 pages. That'll be interesting. Let's take this and get citation. M. Siddiqui, that is Ram Janmabhoomi case, is available in front of you. Okay, Riaz Hussain, do you have a question? You have raised your hand. Okay, so when you come over here, you can see easily that the judgment has been brought in. This judgment has 83 head notes, and those are available right over here. Okay, so that's how it really works. Now, while you at it, you can save this judgment. You can email this judgment. So saving option is extreme right. Then there's the emailing option. And then you can also take a printout of this judgment. Now in print, you have two options. One is a true print. And the other one is a non-true print. Now what does true print, non-true print basically mean? See, non-true print is a basic printout that, which will give you the format, how the judgment is on this particular website. Yeah. The true print on the other side gives you a judgment copy, how it was published in the law reports. So there's a lot of difference in it. A true print would be admitted in the court, would be allowed in the court. A non-true printout will not be, considered as an authentic document, and the verification would be needed. So when you click on true print now, you can see it gives you an option that do you want the full judgment or do you need a couple of pages? I said, give me this couple of pages. I cannot, afford to have all judgment, entire judgment. Just a print. We asked for 2 pages. So there we are. Just going to load up. And those of you who have seen the law reports, the law journals in your library would agree with me that the format which is going to come on the screen in a couple of seconds is an exact copy of how judgment is published in the law reports. Let's have a quickly, it'll just load up. There we are. So Mr. Raina has taken this particular printout. So his name is on the top next to the stamping of Scc Online True Print. And then it's a date on which he has taken the printout. And then you go further down, this is the first page. Followed by the second page. So we asked for 2 pages, so that's what we got. Okay. You can save it from here. You can email it as well, whatever that you want. So not the email, but the print. Control S, Control P works. Let's close this. Yeah, let's close this as well. So that's a simpler way of doing it, right? There's another thing that comes to our mind all the time. That is, we've done the search. We got our results. But now the question comes in, how can I copy a particular paragraph from a judgment? My friends, I'll tell you a simple thing. Mr. Anand, just go on the top. Just go on the top. Now, you need to understand there are 2 ways to copy a paragraph from a judgment. First is you can highlight. Control C, Control V works, right? But then there will be few judgments which will not let you highlight, which the highlighting option has been disabled. In those judgments, how can you copy a paragraph? That is something I'm going to be talking about. Now for that, now we see on the top, it says before Justice Ranjan Gogoi, Justice Bob Day and all the stuff. Sabke, everyone's name is written over there. Now you scroll down. Now head notes are on the top, and then the judgment follows it. So what Mr. Rana is now going to do is going to skip all the head notes for us and get to the judgment, because head notes cannot be copied. Okay, head notes you cannot copy at all. You can take a printout of head notes, but you cannot copy them. Now, when you get to the judgment, like we are 102nd paragraph, let's go to the first paragraph. So you're almost there. So there we go. So this is the first paragraph, then the second paragraph, and so on and so forth. Now, in order to copy a particular paragraph over here, you need to click on these icons which are placed before the paragraph number. So if I click on an introduction, just click on this, do a single click on this. So this paragraph has been now selected. Let's take the second paragraph. Similarly, let's take the fourth and then the third. Right? Now we're done with this. Now, how do we copy it? We have still done the selection. How do you have to copy it? Now, to copy, you have to come to the next option that is next to the case reference. That is a smart copy option. Okay. Smart copy, click on this. It will copy the paragraph that you just selected in the same sequence. Paragraph 1, 2, 4, and 3. There we are. Okay. And not only this, from here you can copy it as much as you want. You want to copy the entire thing, you can copy it. You can want to copy a particular line. You can also do that. The best part is that you can send it to yourself on an email that is already mentioned over here, or you can remove this particular email ID and send it to someone else as well. The second thing is that it also gives you the party name and the citation for that particular case that you have just copied the paragraph from. Okay, so you can highlight this and Control C, Control V the entire first paragraph with the source as well. So with the source as well, Mr. Dana. So, and you can now do a Control C and paste it any Word file. It'll just be pasted over there without any hassle. Okay, let's close this. And now let's go back to the dashboards. Now let's come to the last feature that we have not really covered till now, that is case law by section. This is again, hand holding, dial, which helps you get the results in a more structured way, like topic guide, like find by topic option. So now it says find section of an act. So first you need to search for an act. So if you're searching for Indian Penal Code, Indian Contract Act, Indian Arms Act, I would suggest that do not write the word Indian. You've taken the word Indian from it, and the next word that comes follows the Indian as a word. It has been made the first word. So Indian Penal Code has now become Penal Code. Indian Contract Act is only Contract Act. Similarly, Arms Act. Similarly, your Evidence Act and others. Okay, so Penal Code ले लेते हैं. Now you see the entire penal code will appear over here, section wise. If you scroll down further slowly, it'll give you all these sections. Now let's take section 100, or let's take section 302. We all know about that. I think even if you're not in law college, you would have it, you would know it. Now it says 302 is punishment for murder, right? I double click on this, or I can click on go after selecting a section, and I will get all my judgment on section 302 within no time. This is the fastest way to get a judgment on a section base. And this is we have done for all the central acts. There we are. Okay. So the point that I'm trying to bring to in focus for all of you is that the research can be done by words, that is by word search. The research can be done by party name. The research can be done by citation, can also be done by the section numbers. Okay, so this is of doing a search when you have something to search with. Now, there's another way of researching that is not, similar to the blue tiles. That is, you don't have to type anything. You have to just select the information that is available in front of you. And that is the browse. That's the My Library part. I'm going to give you a quick three, I'm not going to explain all the tiles in this. I'm just going to explain 3 tiles, which will give you a fair enough idea how this, the My Library section works. I'll start with the most basic one, that is Moot Court resources. Let's click on that, Mr. Anand. Now, what does Moot Court resources means? We've been sponsoring a lot of Moot Courts, not only during the lockdown, but I think prior to that as well. It's been a couple of years. And for a matter of fact, Mr. Raina, who's on this call, who's taking the training, with me, there was a time then when Mr. Raina was heading that department of all the Moot Court resources, and he has, signed a lot of, approvals for a lot of universities, and because of which, everything reached on time, and the Moot Court could, could function without any hiccups. Okay, so now, Mr. Raina, could you take one Moot Court? Let's take KIT, National Moot Court. It's a 6th national. Okay, so let's take that one. It says problem, best team memorial, petitioner side, respondent side, and winner team memorial, petitioner or respondent side. Now, what we do is we give you everything. We give you the problem, what was the problem for the Moot, so you understand, in case you were not there, you couldn't go, or you want to know what was discussed. And the second is that, continuation to that, you want to see the best memo or the winning team memo. And also sometimes you are a part of that Moot Court, but you could not win. You came in second. And you want to see the winning team memo. What was that extra, that X factor in their memo, or what was that best memo, that they had presented? Why was it, taken? So you can click on that, and you can get to see a copy of that. Now, these are all. Otherwise, you won't get this information. If you actually look at it, all this information is available to you only on SCC. Let's go back. Now, if you notice by now, I think you will have noticed that we're not selecting, we're not clicking on anything. We're just clicking on the options which are there in the first column, and then just simply clicking on the sub topics. Can you show that again, Mr. Raina? If you can see that we just clicked on KIT, it opened up, said 6th. Similarly, if you open NALSAR, NHRC, and all stuff, it'll keep on giving me that information. So you can click on that, it just starts giving me that information. Okay. So let's go back to the dashboards. Then let's talk about browse acts and rules. Now, see, we all understand that acts are available on internet. Moreover, I think now the applications have been made. You can go to Google Play. You can get the entire Constitution in your as an application in your pocket. Evidence Act, CRPC, CPC, all that pocket edition, free. Softwares, free applications are available in the market. So I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just going to tell you something which is, this software is paid software, and paid software will bring some extra value with it. So let's have a look. What is the extra value over here? So we have your central acts, notification, state acts, and all. Right now we're going to go for the central acts. You click on central act, it gives you the option. The similar way, the tree structure, right? You open one branch, you have multiple branches opening up next, under it. And then you have your Companies Act, Contract Act, and all this stuff. Let's take let's take Contract Act, because I think a lot of you would have gone through it by now. Now the entire Contract Act opens up over here. Mr. Anand, could you just take us to the starting of the Bear Act? So Mr. Anand will just click on this short title, because that's an easier way to just simply go to the starting of the Bear Act. Now if you say it's just the starting of this, and now apart from the Bear Act language, you have this blue color boxes in between. Mr. Anand, can you keep scrolling down a couple of pages? So these boxes will keep coming up, keep appearing. Please keep going further. Now, those of you who have gone through this particular Bear Act, right, would agree with me that this is something extra. This is not the language of the. Please scroll down. Please keep scrolling down. I'll stop you. Just keep scrolling down. This is not the language of the Bear Act. This is something extra that I can see on the screen, right? Now let's stop over here. It says acceptance by conduct. Yeah, contract tenancy. Let's talk about contract of tenancy. It says mere reciprocal promises are sufficient to constitute contract. A stipulation for payment or for rent may bring about a contract of tenancy. Industrial Credit versus Smitha Ben H. Patel, and the citation is 1999 3 SCC 80. Now, what is happening in this situation that you have in front of you? On the topic of contract of tenancy, if you search for this particular word, contract of tenancy, in double inverted commas, what's going to happen? It's going to search all the judgments, going to give you hundreds of judgments on that topic in the word search. But what is happening over here is that there is some text from a judgment has been brought in that you have just read, 2 lines, and it's also giving you one judgment. That means, as per my editorial department of my company, people are telling you that, okay, to start your search, this is one of the most important judgment on this topic. Sometimes it can be 1, sometimes it can be 2, sometimes it can be 3 as well. So depending on which one it is. Now the best part is you don't have to make a note of this judgment. You can simply click on the citation and it will open up the full judgment into a different window. So there we go. We clicked on it and the full judgment will open up right over here. Once you're reading it, if this makes sense to you, your search has, I think, just completed. What you're looking for, you got an important judgment on that point of law and you're done with it. If not, you can come back to your Bear Act. That's always an option. But now we spoke about how can you go from Bear Act to a judgment. Let's talk the other way around. Now, if you see, it says CPC Order 21, Rule 1 and 2. Then it says Section 59 and 61 of the Contract Act. Please scroll further down. It says Section 59 to 61. Now, let's suppose I want to read the Contract Act. I'm not going through the Bear Act. I'm just randomly I want to see the Contract Act, what it really talks about. If I click on the Contract Act 1872 entry, Mr. Raina, please. No, the B one, the B. Yeah. No, the main Principal Act. So if I click on the Principal Act, what's going to happen is the entire Bear Act will open up. So this we are done for almost all the judgments. So you can, while you're reading the Bear Act, reading the judgment, if you want to see what was discussed in the Bear Act, you can click over here. It will open up in a different window. Let's close this. What if you want to see that I don't want to read the full judgment. I don't want to read the full Bear Act. I want to see that only Section 59 of the Contract Act. I want to only read that. So I can click on 59 over there. And only that particular section of an act will open up over here. Saves a lot of time, isn't it? Let's close this. Close this as well. So we're done with this. So this way you can go. These are basically called as commentaries. So we've done these commentaries for all the central acts. So you can please feel free to use it. You can also save it. If you do a save on this screen, this will give you the same format, what you're seeing over here, and will be put into your local hard drive. Saving, I'm sure everyone knows, but we have spoken about it. But we'll take a cursor one more time on the saving icon. Mr. Raina? Yeah. So there's a saving option, and you click on save, and it'll just save the machine, document on the machine. Let's close this. Let's go back to the dashboard and move to the one last feature before we open the question answer round. That is browse curated topics. Now, by now, I'm sure everyone understood that this is just not typing anything, it's just selecting what you have to search for. And over here, the different topics are there. Depending on which topic concerns you, or you are want to search about, you can search with that. Let's take family and personal law. Now, right now, this is just being made. We're just very new in this particular tile. We're working on it, so it is only one topic. But let's click on the secular law. So under secular law, it says all the statutes which are there under secular law will be available to you. So that's all is available here. But then there are a few topics which have been developed, beyond a point. So let's go back to the curated topics. So like let's take corporate and commercial law. Now this is something that we are building up over the period of time. So you'll see this lot of thing happening over here. Now under corporate and commercial law, you'll see a long list. There we have it. Now depending on what topic interests you or what topic you want to see the information, you can select that. Let's take security, or let's take merger and acquisitions. I have never used that one. Let's try that. So now if you see from 1, it has now moved to 3. So statutory law, rules and regulation, case laws. Let's go back, a step back. And now let's see another topic. Let's take cryptocurrency, a very hot topic nowadays. Now it has another thing. It says committee reports and articles, right? So let's take this one. Now if I click on the statutory law, it tells me that cryptocurrency as such, there's no act which governs cryptocurrency, and I think which is one fact. That's why this currency is going up every second as we talk about it. But there are still some provisions which have been made in the existing acts. So as you can see, RBI Act, Section 45JA, 45L, the Banking Regulation Act, 35A, read with 36, and then Payment and Settlement Act, this and that. And then you have, Finance Act also coming in. Now, if I click on any of this, what's going to happen is it's not going to give me the full act. It's going to give me only the section which is related to the topic of my choice, that is cryptocurrency. So what's going to happen is it's going to save you a lot of time. If you pick up a new topic and you're really new with it and you're just trying to build up your knowledge around the topic, this will come in handy. Second thing, that is case law. Let's click on the case laws. Now, something similar what we did in Browse Bare Acts. But there was commentaries of various judgments. What is happening over here is that this is not as per Bare Act, this is as per topic. So on the case law front, it says on cryptocurrency, there are 3 judgments, which are important judgments. These are not the only judgments which are there on this topic. They are important judgments. If I click on any of this, Mr. Raina, could you click on the second one? Let's take the second one. Or again, let it be first one. It's okay. So you see the first one. You don't have to type the citation. You don't have to type the party name. You just click over here, read about it. You're good to go, right? And similarly, you go to the next entry, that is committee reports. Reports which were there, which were helping, which has, helped this topic, had this, law evolved. All that has been mentioned over here. And similarly, few handpicked articles as well. So this will help you a lot of, give you a good insight and give you a good head start when you're starting a new topic. One last thing in this, you can also make your folders. So there's a folder option over here. I can click on that folder option. One click on this. I can say change folder. I can create my own folders. So let's say change folder, new folder, and just write Anand Law College. Just just make A a bit bigger, rename it. Yeah, and enter, select the folder. So now we have made a folder for Anand Law College. Let's say OK. Hit OK. Take another, I think any other entry, article or anything that of your choice. Similarly, by default, our last folder is selected, so we can just simply go with it. And let's take another one. Mr. Anand is now this time going with the Bear Act. Now all that is done, how can I see these folders? And will these folders remain all the time over there, or will it expire after some time? Let me answer the later question first. Till the time you don't delete it, it won't be deleted. Okay. How can I access it? So we've been clicking on the dashboard icon throughout the entire session. Next to dashboard icon, there are 3 people sitting together. You go to them and you go to my folders. Click on my folders, say view folders, and that's about it. You get all your folders over here. And there we have it. 3 entries, 1 Central Act, 1 article, 1 Supreme Court judgment. I would love, there's so much, I think there's another 15 minutes I can talk about only about the folder option, but considering it's the first session, I would not like to go too much in detail about this. I'll stop over here with the expectation that you either would have something to add to the session or something to ask, or at least give, some points that what information you liked or what all information you would like to have on this software. So the forum is open for you now, guys. Let's discuss. You can raise your hand and you can ask the questions, or you can give some suggestion if you have any.
Dear students, if you have any query, you can ask the question.
One small request. I think I see a lot of people on this call. They are on hold. When you're attending a session like these, wherein research is being talked about and everything, it is always better to log in from your laptop. Screen is bigger. You get to see a lot of information. And with the mobile, you either get a call sometimes, and it's too small a screen for you to see it clearly. You'll keep zooming in, zooming out. That is just not my thing. I think it's better to have a full screen, see it, and then. And if there are no question, I would just I think conclude this session and hand over the baton to ma'am. I'll say this one thing that you're in the first year right now, and you must be thinking that it's a first year. We'll wait for the 3rd, 4th, 5th year to come in, and we'll get serious about all these research and all that stuff. Out of experience, I have trained I don't know how many students by now. I don't even have the number. I have the number for last 1 year. In last 1 year, I have trained approximately, not the students, but overall professionals as well. I have reached out to around 150,000 people in just 1 year. And now you can multiply that number with 10 years of my service in this company now. So out of experience, I'm telling you this. The earlier, as early as you can start doing legal research, the better it is for you. Because when you have your last, years, that is your third, fourth, fifth years, what's going to happen is you would be so busy with learning new things which are not in the books, like going for internship, learning drafting, doing research for your law firms or offices or law offices that you will join or intern under. You'll be going to courts, understanding the court structure and everything, that you would not have the time to learn the basics. And the second thing which comes in a lot often, I hope most of you are not fall under that category, that is the ego. Once you're into a senior batch, or once you get into the profession, you would not like to go back to basics, because for you will have things which have higher importance than going back to basics. But trust me, guys, all this is just like making a big township or making a big building. If you have noticed, they always take a lot of time, couple of months rather, to dig deep, right? To make the foundation deeper and stronger, right? And the moment they come to ground zero is basically, and they have made the basement and everything, and they have leveled it up, and then they have to make first, second floor, third floors. They just take couple of, months to make 16 stories, 20 stories and all stuff. The point is, your foundation takes more time. And once you build up that floors, you cannot go back and, strengthen your foundation, because the foundation has been laid. Going back means that you need to lift that particular property in the air and then do the structural changes which will increase the strength. Extra efforts. So please do this. Start learning. Start asking questions right now. Don't go with the flow. Okay? Dead fish go with the flow. On this note, I will end this session. Wish you all the best. If you don't have any questions, I will be more optimistic about it. I will assume that most of you have understood or have taken more than that that you were expecting from this session. So thank you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chetan Singh Gill sir, for providing all these important tips as well as important information regarding the usage of this Scc Online software. Once again, on behalf of Anand Law College and Anand College of Legal Studies, we are so much thankful to you, sir. I'm also very thankful to Mr. Mohit Singh sir and Rajesh Rana sir for all the supports to conduct this workshop. Lastly, I'm very much thankful to all the students who have eagerly and very peacefully listened to the sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And we look forward for more such sessions. This is a basic session, like I said in the starting. We will, whenever you think your students are good for the next level of session, we would love to come back. And thank you so much, my team, Mohit, Mr. Raina. And thank you to you, ma'am, for bringing all of us together. And we'll see you soon. Just stay safe, stay home. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you all. Thank you, Chetan. Thank you, Madam Rashnama.
Thank you. So, Mohit, can you end this meeting for everyone together?
Sure, sir, I will.